I'm gonna make video games and everyone's gonna play them. Like, you dork. Go back to the chess club. Who's laughing now?
We were challenged by the devil in this world of endless fun to max out and reach max level without exiting Whiterun. So in this video, we are gonna build a character and max out all our skills without ever setting foot outside the city of Whiterun. The rules of the challenge are simple. We can use any mechanics that Master Todd was nice enough to leave in the final game in order to max out our skills, and we are not allowed under any circumstance to leave the city. I played the game on the PS5 and it is the anniversary edition. At the end of the video, we will make a tier list of the skills based on which were the easiest skills to level up and which were a pain in the ass. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want similar challenges. It's free. Now let's get into the video. We will begin with the alternative start mode, as this allows us to wake up directly in the Bannered Mare Inn inside the city. We did this in order to circumvent leveling up any skills before getting to the city. This was the only mod used. So we create this lovely imperial guy by the name of Levelus Maximus. Now Levelus was born in the Maximus family and his parents always knew that he was destined for greatness. At the age of 16, Levelus left the family estate in order to find fame and glory. It is here where we find our character in Skyrim. He got to the inn in Whiterun and is getting drunk like any good teen adventurer would. After we wake up from the hangover, we set our head straight and start working toward our goal. Now, skills in Skyrim are divided in 3 categories. We have arts and crafts, we have magical skills, and we have combat. We will start with arts and crafts and then move our way to magic and then combat. We will combine some skills at some point as it is faster and easier. As is tradition on this channel, first I tried to put a basket on Arcadia's head and steal everything, but I did not succeed.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
After this, I started running around the city and taking everything from barrels. We did this while also picking all the flowers we can get along the way. The thing is that we need to raise about 150 gold. This is the gold required to become a millionaire in Skyrim. With this gold, we'll do some smart investments and make sure that money becomes our last problem.
Money on my head, that means money on my mind.
Before returning to Arcadia's, I was sleepy and decided to go to bed. So I went into the crypt, took a rubber band, put it on my controller and let Maximus sneak next to this bony fellow all night long.
2,000 years later.
After I woke up and with all the items acquired, we returned to Arcadia and sell them. Then start to engage in some mafia shenanigans, trying to make her sell us these ingredients. We need wheat, a giant's toe, and creep cluster, or blue mountain flower, hanging moss, and hagraven feathers. Now, by combining these ingredients, we get the most expensive potions in the game. We can sell this and then buy some new ingredients to make more of the same potions. This will help us raise our alchemy skill and our speech. But don't worry about this, I'll show you something cool in a minute. The thing is, Arcadia does not always have these ingredients in stock, so we need to beat the ingredients out of her. Literally. Skyrim shopkeepers change their stock once every few days, but
Ain't nobody got time for that.
so we're gonna speed this process by bitch slapping her and then reload. This works because every time you attack her, she becomes aggro. Then by reloading, she returns to her non-aggressive way. She does this while updating her shop. This can also be used to renew her gold balance when you return from a dungeon crawl full of loot. So we repeat making the potions and hitting her until we get to 50 alchemy or somewhat there. With the skill at this level, we go to our friend Bellator just next door to convince him to sell us some alchemy enchanted item. We need this to perform our next trick, something that Todd surely put personally in the game, as this mechanic is a stroke of genius. It is time for buffception, so we need to put a buff on a buff in a buff that has a buff. We take the item from Bellator and hurry to Dragon's Reach. Here, we disenchant the alchemy pendant, and after we buy some soul gems from the mage, enchant 4 pieces of armor and clothing with it. After this was done, we return to Arcadia's cauldron and ask her nicely to sell us the following ingredients. We need the first ones for restoration potions, we need the second for enchantment, and the third for smithing. With the ingredients farmed, we start our endeavor to create items that are more expensive than all the loot in Skyrim combined. So how does this work? Or more likely, break the game. We put our alchemy armor on. We create a fortified restoration potion. We drink it. We take our items off and then put them on again. We make another potion of restoration. We drink it again. We take our items down and then put them on again. And we repeat the process. We can now craft potions that buff us in the order of millions of points. Just one potion at this state makes us reach alchemy 100. And just by selling one potion, we reach speech level 100.
All of this just works. All of this just works.
After we reach some absurd numbers, we craft a smithing potion and some enchantment potions. Be careful not to overdo it, as at some point this number become negative and will crash your game. With the potion of smithing at hand, we go craft an armor. We go to the workbench, drink said potion, and by the grace of Thor and all the other hammer gods, we get to smithing 100 with just one stroke of the hammer. After this, we buy leather and leather strips from the shopkeeper, using the beach slap trademark technique, and craft all the gloves that we can carry. We take them and go to Dragon's Reach and enchant the shit out of them until we reach level 100. Being here, we use this occasion to buy all the spells from the mage. We are half the way there, gentlemen. After I get level 100, I use my fortify enchantment potions to create a set of armor that will make Maximus become a living god, a legend among legends, a perfect being. I made sure to enchant light and heavy armor, cause I will need it later. We are unstoppable now. It was time to move and raise our thieving skills. We put on the spell muffle and go around the town spamming it and pickpocketing everything on sight. But we hit a stone wall. Stealing everything in Whiterun, link in the description below. We only get to level 71 pickpocket. Are we done? Is this the end of the challenge? Nah, of course not. So the trick is, after each level up, go train another skill. I chose archery cause I love Aela. Pay her some gold for training, then steal it back. The game is on again. So I started raising my conjuration in the meantime. I tried to soul trap a cow and then decided to return to the crypt to my bony fellow and execute the spell on him over and over. However, I need a character that won't die for this part. So I leave the skeleton and go to Pelagia's house at night. I start soul trapping him as it is easy to pacify him afterwards. Conjuration was going up, illusion was going up, archery was going up, pickpocketing was going up. Everything at once. As I reached level 50 archery, the price for training was too much for me to steal, so I switched to block training, repeating the conjuration training and pickpocketing loop. Gentlemen, we done it again. As a last present for Pelagia and for him helping me, I visit him one more time and put a legendary sword that I crafted next to his bed. I startled him and then he picks it up and starts attacking me. With only 3 strokes of the sword, he makes my character reach level 100 in block, heavy armor and light armor.
All of this just works.
Next on the list, the worst of the worst. This skill took me over 30 hours to level up, and it's by far the worst to do in this challenge.
Fuck this shit, man.
It took me 2 whole real days to pull this off. Now usually, lockpick is a skill that you level up organically during the game. But as there are few doors in Whiterun, and apparently, once you break a door, you don't get experience for the same door, even if the lock resets, I had to be inventive. I went to Bellator and beat his ass up for almost 20 hours to get the necessary number of lockpicks. Like literally 20 hours of hitting him, buying lockpicks, and then hitting him again. It took me about 25,000 lockpicks to get to level 100. After you acquire all the lockpicks, you put your trusted rubber band on the controller and leave the character overnight to break lockpicks on the most difficult door you can find. While doing this, go and live your life, as this will take an eternity. Gentlemen, we are back. We only have alteration, restoration, destruction, and the combat skills to go. Now, for the skills, we got to be smart. We need a punching bag, but poor Pelagia would not cut this time, because he will be killed in 2 hits. So where can we find an immortal punching bag? The answer is right under our noses. We go craft another invincible style armor and head up to the archery shop. Here we find Genasa just ready to rumble. We pay her the 500 gold she requires, and then I give Genasa the immortal armor and it's on, and then take her to somewhere more private. We chose Utgerd's house as she is a drunk and never comes home. Alteration is fast as we use stone flesh and it takes about an hour. But for the rest, it's time for 15 to 20 hours of final boss fight. Cue the music.
Much later.
After the fight is over, we pacify Genasa using the voice of the Emperor, and all is forgotten. We done it, gentlemen. We did it. We raised all our skills to level 100 without ever leaving Whiterun. And look here. See? The Ebony Warrior is here, signalizing our achievement. Hope you liked the video. See you in the next one. Bye.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Now let's do the tier list, starting with the easiest to level up. First off, smithing, as it takes 1 hammer stroke to level up. On the same level, we have heavy and light armor plus block, as we level it up in just a few seconds. Here, we can also include speech, as it takes only 1 potion to get to level 100. On the second tier, we have skills that require a bit of preparation. Here, we put alchemy and enchantment. Next tier is reprised by skills that take a bit of time to max out, with minimum player interaction. Here, we have sneak, pickpocket, illusion, conjuration, alteration, that we can level up just by going around and spamming the spells. Now for the second to last in difficulty, we have skills that take forever and require constant output from the player. Here we have distraction and restoration and the combat skills. And for the shittiest skill to level up, one that will take you over 30 hours of wasting your life, we have the dreaded lockpicking.